Alright, I had to make a video about this. So we've all seen this story where the robber walks in with a fake gun and robs everybody in the store. This is a little taco shop, as a matter of fact. And in this next frame, boom, unsuspected Good Samaritan dumps rounds into this guy and effectively eliminates the threat. In my opinion, it's justified up until a certain point where he decides to execute the robber. Like, if he shot him in the head right here, I would have been like, cool, threat eliminated. You know, and then this first shot was a little bit reckless because you got this guy standing right here. Like, he's just chilling. He's like, oh, I've seen 100 of these before. Like, he didn't even flinch from the looks of it. He might be traumatized. He might need to get this guy checked out. He's probably got something wrong with him. But yeah, so after he shoots the guy, robber hits the ground and he keeps shooting. This is still justified because you got adrenaline rushing, you want to eliminate the threat, and you're making sure that he can't get up and shoot you again. His body's like twitching and spazzing as he's shooting rounds, so he's probably still alive at this point. And the robber drops the gun. You can see it right here. It clearly slides across the ground, and I say clearly because the guy walks up and he picks up the firearm. Now there's a brief period of time, like keep that in mind. He shoots him and he walks up to him and he picks up the firearm. Now there's a brief period of time here. For some reason, the defender just decides to shoot him in the head. Now, in what world is that justified? That's extreme. Like, just imagine if a police officer did that. We see it all the time where the police officer dump rounds into him. But I've never seen a scenario where the police officer shoots the suspect drops the weapon or whatever, and then they walk up to him and then shoot him in the head again. Like, what the hell? Like, that's crazy. In no world is that just. That's not morally right. That's not ethically right. I don't care. I don't want to hear that argument. Like, at this point, he was not a threat. Like, oh, what if he had another gun? Okay, so if he had another gun, right, what you do is you stand right in here and you keep your firearm trained on him and wait for the police to get there. If he decides to reach for it and he popped him in the head, alright, cool, justified. But not when he's clearly just laying on the ground. And then when he shot him in the head, his body twitched and jumped. Like, I've seen videos like that where the body will like twitch and jump even after they look dead. So at this moment, he might still be alive. So he basically just murdered the guy if he is still alive. That's what I got to say about it. And don't sit here and tell me like, okay, well, the robber had it coming. Yeah, he did. He did actually have it coming, and I would agree with that. But like I said, up until he gets to the point and just like dumps another round into his head, that's just crazy. That's insane. Now I've seen people just, they'll rob a bank. People that I know, they'll rob a place, do drugs, get into like the wrong crowd, and once they get out of jail or whatever, they turn their whole life around. So it's not incumbent upon anybody to just execute a person. Like, unless they're presenting an immediate threat to your life in that moment, you can't just execute somebody and just murder him. Like, I will say it one more time. At this point, when he's shooting him, he has full rights to execute this guy. He's pointing the gun at him, whatever. He's well within his right to pop one in his head and dump rounds, even all the way up into here. He can still do it. But that last part, if a cop were to do this, I just can't. I can't defend this guy at this point. Like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. That's all I got to say about this subject.